Manual scavenging practice was based on the caste for manually cleaning, carrying, disposing of, or otherwise handling human excreta, using brooms and tin plates into basket and then carry it away to disposal locations. This inhuman practice was banned after the independence in 1950s and employment of manual scavengers was prohibited in 1993. Many writers in Indian literature raised the issue of this inhuman practice and untouchability. Literature is the mirror of society and it influenced the society too. Hello, readers. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. The book which I have got for you today is based upon this social custom only, which was a tool for social injustice. It was written in the year 1935 when this practice was prevalent. Untouchable is one of the classic novel of early Indian English. It was written by one of the pioneer Indian English novelist, short story and critical essay writer, Mulkraj Anand. Apart from Untouchable, he wrote many other novels on social protest, including Coolie in 1936, Two Leaves and a Bud in 1937, Trilogy The Village 1939, Across the Black Waters 1940, The Sword and the Sickle 1942, and so on. Anand was awarded the International Peace Prize of the World in 1952, Padma Bhushan in 1967, and E.M. Foster Award in 1976. Untouchable is one of his propaganda novel written on the theme of untouchability as a problem of Hindu society before independence. E.M. Foster wrote the preface of the book. The story is set in the fictional town of Bulasha. He used the story of Baka as a vehicle to show the challenges, injustice, and social status of an untouchable and try to provide the solution by education, games, and new inventions. Untouchable is written around the happening of a day in the life of a sweeper boy, Baka, who is protagonist of the novel. In the beginning of the novel itself, Baka appears as the victim of social injustice. He is untouchable, impure, and dirty because he cleans the latrine and dirts of others. He is 18 years old who cleans the public latrines promptly and satisfactorily. His father is old and is a Jamidar chief of all the sweepers in the town and is officially in charge of 3 rows of public latrines which line the extreme end of the colony. His mother died. He lives with his father Lakha, younger brother Rakha, and sister Sohini in one roomed mud house. He is expected to get up early and do his work of cleaning public latrines. His father frequently shouts at him and abuses him. He doesn't get rest and time to play with other boys. That particular day, not only his father shouts at him to get up and clean the latrine, but Havaldar Charat Singh also. Charat Singh was a famous hockey player. He was impressed with his work. He called Baka later in the day and promised to give him a hockey stick as a prize as he knew that he likes to play hockey. Baka wants to look like Sahib, so he dresses like Sahib. His friends teases him by saying Pipli Sahib. He was fascination to dress like British. He tries to remain neat and clean and wants to go to school. But untouchables were not allowed to go to school or temple. They were not even allowed to touch the water of the stream or the village well. For water, they were totally dependent on the mercy of upper caste Hindus. He also need to warn people of his arrival by making noise, posh sweeper coming so that they can remain away from him. Baka has two friends, Chota, who is the son of leather worker, and Ramcharan, the son of washerman. Both of them were of low class but were higher in the hierarchy of caste system. He faces double alienation both from upper and lower caste Hindus. After completing the work of cleaning of his morning shift, when he comes back home thirsty and tired, he finds out that there is no water in the house. Sohini goes to take water from the well. It was not easy to get water at the well as they need to wait for someone from upper class to come and give water to them. When she reaches there, many of outcasts were already waiting in the line. Gulabo, the washerwoman, and the mother of Ramcharan, Baka's friend, was also waiting there. She was jealous of Sohini's beauty and hates her. She thought herself superior to every other outcast and stops Sohini to come in contact with her and shouts at her. Pandit Kalinath was passing from there, and in order to get rid of his constipation, he comes to help them with water. As Sohini was sitting in the line quietly, he called her and gave her the water first. He also told Sohini to come and clean the temple later during the day. Sohini agrees and hurries home with the water. After having tea, Baka has to go to clean the town square and temple courtyard as his father instructed him. After reaching the town, he purchases cigarette and jalebi. He was happy and eating jalebi. Unfortunately, an upper class Hindu touches him and blames him not to warn his coming by untouchables. The man was very furious and insulted him in the crowd. The man also slapped him. Baka was very upset. After the town square, he reaches the temple and there gathers courage to climb up the stairs and reaches near the door of the temple and look inside. Suddenly, he hears a noise of Pandit Kalinath, who was accusing Sohini of polluting him. Baka was also blamed for polluting the temple. He finds out from Sohini that Pandit Kalinath tried to assault her sexually. When Sohini protested against his act of molestation, he used his religious respectability and came out shouting, polluted, polluted. And crowd supported him. He is a hypocritical figure to show the traditional injustice. Baka becomes very furious and wants to confront the priest, but Sohini stops him. Baka leaves Sohini home and goes in search of daily food for his family. One of the lady throws bread on him and screams at him. She only gave this food when he cleans the area in front of her house. He came back home disgusted with two breads, which was not enough for his family. Baka's father senses the anger of his son and asks the reason of his frustration. He tells him the whole story. To calm him down, he tells his son the story of a high class doctor who saved Baka's life when he was small. He was touched with that story. His brother Rakha, who was totally opposite of Baka and never give attention on cleanliness, also comes back home with the food which was left by the high class people. Baka refuses to eat that food and goes to attend the wedding of Ramcharan's sister. At Ramcharan's house, Baka finds his friend Chota and they all go to hill. Baka was upset and both his friends could sense this. Baka tells them the whole story. They want to take revenge, but Baka was aware about the consequences. So he refuses this idea. Chota tries to make his friend happy by reminding him about the hockey game which they will play today. Baka remembers Charat Singh and goes to him for his gift. Charat Singh is kind to him and offers him tea. He also allows Baka to enter his house and touch his things. He becomes very happy when Charat Singh gives him brand new hockey stick to him. He plays hockey match with other Hindu boys. He scores the first goal which causes a fight and both the teams starts throwing rocks on each other. One of the rock hits a little boy who was sitting there. Baka holds up the younger boy and rushes him home. The mother of that boy recognizes him as a sweeper and accuses him to pollute his son. This spoils his mood. When he reaches home, his father shouts at him and throws him out of his house. Baka runs away from his home and was sitting under a tree and was very upset. He was looking for the alternatives. At the end of the novel, Mulkraj Anand offers three alternative solutions for Baka. First, the chief of the local Salvation Army, Colonel Hutchinson, wants to convert him into Christianity. He convinces Baka to come to church and tries to influence him by Christ masses of equality. He was touched by the masses, but Colonel's hymn singing bored him. Before he could go to church, Colonel's wife was very angry at her husband and she starts shouting at him, which make Baka afraid and he runs away from there. The second alternative solution for Baka was the speech of Mahatma Gandhi, which he delivered on untouchability. He joined the tide of people to see Gandhiji and listen his speech. Baka could not understand the opening lines of Gandhiji's speech but was thrilled when he hears Mahatma saying that untouchability is the greatest blot on Hinduism. Gandhi showed genuine love for the outcast and told people to cultivate habit of cleanliness and do their own scavenging. Gandhi urges sweepers to stop accepting the rotten grain and leftovers of the meals of high caste Hindus. Gandhiji further says that public wells, temples, roads, schools, hospitals should be open for untouchables. Gandhiji's words have the effect of balm on Baka's troubled mind. Gandhiji's solution suggested Baka to wait patiently for a change of heart in Hindu society. The third solution was given by the poet Iqbal Nath, who also came to listen Gandhiji. He spoke about arrival of flushing toilet system in India. This system cannot remove untouchability but would provide sweepers to get rid of their unpleasant duty. At the end, Baka decided to go back home and tell his father about Gandhiji's philosophy and the hope and possibility of flushed system. I hope you must have liked this story. Please do like and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.